Hello and welcome back to Eagle Rising, and we are once again here in Azerai territory. Now bear in mind, okay. I was doing my intro. Sukena. Why are you attacking me right now? This is not very nice of you, but what can we expect? They really do not like us right now. We've taken a lot of their territory, and we are hopefully going to be able to continue to do exactly that by taking Jamia Castle. And just before the war exhaustion kicks in, I really do need to throw a bunch of distractions their way. I really need to make sure that they do not retake Hubyar, because if they retake Hubyar, that's going to be really bad for me. I obviously expended a lot of my troop resources by attempting to take it in the first place, and generally I very much would like to maintain control of it for various reasons. Oh, look at that, I'm getting murdered. Oh, my ladders. My ladders are getting murdered, shall we say. That is not very nice of them. Oh well, never mind. We should be able to get back up there without too many difficulties. They do have some ballistas, which are definitely dealing some pretty significant damage to us. I don't even know how some people were even able to get up the ladders that fast, because it feels to me like they were super quick, and I literally just ran right in there. I, for some reason, could not turn off the super speed, and now... yes, now I am deep within enemy territory without intending to be. Although this is actually working out, as he says, you know, getting shot in the face. Yeah, this is actually working out not too badly. I love my cape, by the way. I feel like my cape is so cool when it flows in the wind as I'm moving around. The movements in general, really fun to see that. Okay, yeah. I find with stabbing as well, by the way, that whenever you are about to stab, whenever you're about to get that extra damage, you've really got to move forward. Because if you move forward with the stab, you can see right there, I just dealt so much damage. 276 hit, just purely for the fact, in my opinion at least, that we were moving forward at that point. Because usually I'm going to be able to get around 120, maybe somewhere around there, in terms of the hit, because let's face it, Gladius or Gladi, or however you want to say the singular version of it. Oh, this guy has a crushing weapon. Okay, that might be a bit problematic. Okay, oh no, maybe not. Anyway, yes, the point is, because of the Gladius being such a powerful weapon, it is pretty easy to deal that amount of damage, but only obviously when you have a decent, average-ish amount of one-handed weapon proficiency. Obviously, if you don't have the one-handed weapon proficiency to back it up, then it's going to do middling damage, but still decent. And bear in mind, I am obviously using an extremely good version of a Gladius. This is literally probably one of the best weapons of this type that you can get in the game at the moment. I literally looked through the entire smithing guild, and I found this, and I thought, okay, this looks great. What else can I do? You know, this is basically the best thing that I can possibly get. But yes, generally, as I've found out in previous iterations of Mount and Blade, and I'm talking mostly about Warband here, whenever you are going in for a thrust, if you have a decent amount of athletic skill, obviously, you know, athletics is pretty important when it comes to speed bonuses on foot, then a nice well-timed thrust at the same time as moving into the opponent's, you know, combat range, boom, you're going to deal a lot of damage from that. So that's going to be super nice. Anyway, we have achieved victory here, and we will now see... I'm actually not entirely sure what to do, to be honest, because if we are indeed going to be attacked, which I think we will be, by Sukena, then we may have some issues. As you can see right here, I actually lost quite a few units myself, which is obviously not good. You can see here, yes, Legionarius Extraordinarius. They are absolutely amazing units. But maybe not as good as these guys. But maybe they just got, there's just more of them, as you can see. Yeah, there's just many more of them. I have 66 of these guys in comparison to the 13 of the Extraordinarius. So that's actually super amazing, to be honest. Or could you say, it's a super extraordinary? Aha, yes. I will now let myself out. Stage left. Anyway, we are going to be taking all the loot as per usual. And yeah, now we are obviously... yes, as you can see, what's this? Borgarius must use 2 influence to convince 1 non-merciful leader of this action. And that is Dranga, I believed. Or Kadesha? I think it might be Kadesha, who doesn't like Merciful Axe. Let's actually just see. No, Kadisha does not like Merciful Axe. So that's not great. But I really actually very much enjoy the fact that many of my actions now are changing how companions see us. And I think this could be taken even further in the future, either by modding or either by the development of the game itself. And have something happen where maybe if you have some people in your clan, they might literally try to assassinate you. I mean, can you imagine how incredibly, well, I mean, maybe it would be, I mean, you've got to obviously have an opportunity to defend yourself. It's not obviously going to be a case of, oh, this event happened on the world map and you are now dead. You know, not anything like that, because if that were to happen, that would just be real cheap and it wouldn't give you any opportunity to defend yourself or anything like that. But I think an event where you are generally attacked numerous times over a course of a certain time period, that could be really, really fun, because then you're going to have your own abilities to, tested, and you never know what's going to happen from that. So I think that could actually be really, really enjoyable. Yes, being assassinated is enjoyable. Ah, yes, fantastic. Yeah, no. Anyway, you get what I mean. Just more interactive events in that regard. Anyway, yeah, we're going to be leveling up our smithing a little bit more. As I've said before, I am a little bit in two minds about what to do about this, because obviously I would like to be able to increase my control skill and my vigor skill, but I think I'll probably just go for vigor, because at the moment my crossbow is not really seeing much action. We're not doing too many field battles, but whenever we do a field battle, of course my crossbow is going to be the first thing I turn to. And of course, when we get to 225 in smithing, if we ever get to 225 in smithing, I am then going to be able to increase my endurance by 1. So it's basically pointless for me to spec into anything else except control and cunning at the moment. And cunning is kind of what I'm going for right now, because as I said before, even if I were to increase my crossbow skill even further, it's not really going to improve my damage that much, because most of the time if I get a neck shot or something, it's going to be a kill. And I'm not going to need to really worry about that too much. Okay, so Sukaina is actually after us right now. Hashan's army is kind of wanting to take something back. What is he attempting to take? I actually can't even see, to be honest, but yeah, okay, well, we're just going to leave him to his own devices, because obviously we don't really want to bother with him at the moment. And we are now going to free someone, apparently. I'm not entirely sure who that is, but apparently I had a prisoner or something. And we are now going to besiege this. Actually, wait a minute, let me just make sure that my cohesion is good. And we will now besiege this. Hopefully my siege camp will be built relatively quickly. No, I think that's going to be too late. Why am I not faster? It's because of my disorganized state, I assume. Oh, okay. Here we go. I think this is going to be... Oh, yeah. Pharon, come over here, sir. Come over here and help me. Oh, never mind. He's not going to do that. No, he's not going to do that. Okay, it's me against the world by the looks of things. And by the world, I mean Mr. Hashan right here. Yes, that is it. That is his wrestling name, the world, indeed. Anyway, let's make our way in and see what we can do in this field battle. This is going to be real difficult in my opinion, because we are very even in terms of our combat strength, and I'm actually going to have to assign some people to cavalry for once. Can you imagine? That's actually amazing that we can finally do that. All right, let me see. Who actually has good skills for this? Well, not her. Oh my. Okay, yeah, not anyone by the looks of things. That's real bad. Okay, it seems like Ira is going to have to do that, or Ira, however you want to say her name. And even she doesn't have a huge amount of cavalry. Okay, you know what? I'm actually thinking I will take control of the cavalry, and Ira will look after the infantry, because you can see here, you see how much infantry-based skills she has, and I think I have more cavalry-based skills. No, I do not. Wow, that is actually super, super disappointing, shall we say. Zandina has decent ranged abilities? No. Who has decent ranged abilities? I guess Drunga can do this? Ugh. I mean, all of this is just a huge mess, to be honest, but oh well, never mind. Okay, this is on the dunes. I'm a big fan of fighting on dunes. I think it's an extremely picturesque sight to see, because you can see as far as the eye can see, basically, and there are no obstacles whatsoever in this area, so we are going to have a very, very nice time. And obviously, I'm using my new crossbow. Bear that in mind as well. I'm using my new crossbow, so I'm able to do massive damage. You can see that right here. And hopefully, I'm going to be able to get a bunch of kills. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to knock a bunch of people off their mounts as well, even if I don't kill them. And it seems like that is indeed working as intended. Oh, yes. Can I get some headshots? No. But I did hit a horse in the head, which is obviously not exactly intended either. But oh well, never mind. Okay, let me see what I can do here. I'm thinking we're going to go into a shield wall. I know. It's been some time since I've actually done a shield wall, but we're going to do that this time, and we're going to spread out our archers, and then we're just going to tell everyone else to charge in. Actually, no, we're not going to do that. I didn't realize I didn't have horse archers, so yeah. Because apparently my one horse archer got himself eliminated or something like that, so then whenever you press the button that is assigned to the thing that you don't have, it selects everyone in your entire army. So if I were to press 4 right now, it would select the entirety of my army, which obviously is not what I wanted. Anyway, I seem to be doing some pretty nice damage, even with my Gladius. This is pretty amazing. Anyway, yep, there we go. The enemy is now starting to charge into us. And, well, this is a big mistake on their part, in my opinion. This is an absolutely awful mistake for them, and I do not believe they will achieve anything from this, because my guys are super, super strong, very, very powerful. I'm going to tell my infantry now to charge in so that they can finally take the aggressive route towards victory. And hopefully we will be able to do something here. I'm actually going to see if I can maybe do some damage to their archers, because it seems to me like their archers are being completely unbothered by anyone at the moment, and that is obviously not what we want. Get him. Yes. Get him. Yes, do 2 damage. Very, very nice. Yes, do that 2 damage. There we go. I'm killing a couple of them, but not really anything to write home about. And it seems like my forces have completely obliterated the front line of the Aserai, and now they are scattered, and they are disorganized. And that's exactly what we want. Very good. Okay, let me see if I can move my archers up the hill a little bit. You got to bear in mind, however, that they are being bothered by the enemy's cavalry, so I will see if I can maybe do something about that. Nice. Yes, that was a nice hit. Bear in mind, obviously, I have to be very, very careful with this very short weapon, because the weapon itself, while it can do a lot of damage, it is primarily used for close combat, of course, and using it on a horse is not exactly not exactly optimal, because I am literally having to time this so incredibly closely that, well, 1 millimeter off, and boom, I am gonna miss. So that's obviously something to be a bit careful of. But yeah, it seems like that is indeed a victory for us. Amazingly enough, actually. I really thought that we were going to have some big difficulties here. But as I said before, I think their initial charge was the main reason why they ended up actually losing this. And it's weird to say that, but I feel like whoever acts first, I feel like they are always at a disadvantage in comparison to when you're attacking a relatively solid defense. And I'm talking about obviously the fact that I put my people into shield wall formation, because shield wall obviously is probably the most offensive you can get, with the exception of the little circle thing that people do sometimes, well, the AI does sometimes, when they are surrounded by cavalry. Because obviously that circle thing with a bunch of spearmen on the outside, that's going to be very, very powerful in defending against cavalry. And we ourselves have been the subject of, you know, that kind of defense. It's been very, very difficult to penetrate that. And so that's the point, you know. They decided to attack in a sort of ragtag band of people, and you can see here, look at all these extremely sturdy shields that our units have available to them. They're never going to get destroyed, or at least they're going to get destroyed very, very slowly when all of them are sharing the damage between each other. That's the main key right there. They're not all taking damage at the same time. And there you go. 100 renown for us, and we basically lost a grand total of 17 units, which is really not anything to worry about whatsoever. I'm going to be taking all these guys prisoner, and generally, that is probably going to be it for the Aserai. I don't think they can really do anything else. I'm not going to be transferring any additional prisoners to me at the moment, because I am in enemy territory. I am surrounded by a rather large army over to the southwest from my current position. Technically, it's not the southwest if I actually put the camera in the right geographical area, basically. But yeah, northwest now, sort of over to the west over there. So yeah, that's going to be a bit problematic. But I would love to be able to take Iakis if at all possible, because then I would be able to potentially... Oh, here we go. He's actually going in there. That's fantastic. I would be able to... Oh, they want to make peace? I would be able to make... not make peace. I would be able to sell my prisoners. That would be a very... very big deal, because selling my prisoners at this point would probably give me, I don't even know, 25,000, 30,000 or something like that. That would be super nice. Gonna go for coaching right here. 3% more damage bonus in all battle situations instead of 10% more damage bonus against bandits. I don't really see the need to get that additional damage against bandits, to be honest. I think that makes no sense. And otherwise, do you think we can go into Iakis before they make peace with them? We have 48 hours. We have... yeah. It's not looking good right now. Because I can't obviously go in, you see. This is not my decision to make. Oh, he's actually doing it. This is perfect. This is absolutely perfect. Okay, I'm going to ransom a couple of people, and let's go and help Pharon's army. We're going to be able to take Iakis just before the war exhaustion kicks in. Can you... Oh, can you believe it? Oh, yes. That is absolutely perfect. And that means that the Aserai are so completely destroyed right now. They are really demoralized from this course of action we've taken here to go super hyper aggressive into their territory, take as many things as we possibly can, and now they have no idea what to do apart from me phasing into the wall right there for a real quick second. Yeah, that sounds good. Anyway, let me see if I can get a couple of sharpshooter kills with my crossbow. Oh, it seems like I actually did hit someone, but no kill. Nice. Okay, there's actually someone over there. I just literally phased into the wall because I was like, oh, I'm reloading. Haha. Okay, there we go. Shoot that guy. I need to make sure I don't get killed by that ballista over there either. And I'm hitting that guy in the shoulder. Not ideal. Nice. That was a headshot and a half, wasn't it? Very good. Okay, so yeah. Now, the one problem I'm foreseeing right here is that my allies have decided to build a siege tower and a battering ram, and you can see exactly what I mean about that. Look at the text box on the right here. Look at the kill feed. Everyone that was pushing that battering ram and the siege tower has just been eliminated completely, and that is actually partially the reason why I always think that these things are just not worth it. I really don't think it's worth it at all to build these. In certain situations, yes, I definitely think it is. But for the most part, I think they're always going to result in many more casualties than you would otherwise suffer. And so, I guess that's a little tip. I guess that's a little tip for you. So if you're having difficulties with sieges, and it's not Pen Cannock, because don't get me started on that town. That town is an utter nightmare in every single respect, in terms of sieges, at least. But yeah, don't get me started on that town, but almost every other town, and let's just ignore Botanian towns generally when I'm talking about this. But yes, every other town, you're probably going to have a pretty easy time just taking it with siege ladders. At least that's what I have found, mainly because the enemy really doesn't have any time to react to your invasion of that particular area of the keep. They still have to get into position, you know what I mean? Whereas if the siege tower and the battering ram are going to take so long to move to the walls, it's really going to just be long and drawn out, and the enemy is going to have more than enough time to get to where they need to be. And look at that, I actually increased my relation with that guy by a pretty significant amount. Surprisingly enough, I wasn't expecting that, that's for sure. Anyway, there we are. We were able to capture Iakis, which is absolutely amazing. And I'm actually going to be selling a whole bunch of my stuff right now. And that's 55,000 right away. Look at that. And I'm also going to be selling our prisoners just before we make peace. And I am literally going to go over here. And I am going to say that we should make peace because we are going to be getting 2,100 tribute daily. And if we had forced them to go through with the war exhaustion peace agreement, we wouldn't get anything. So in my opinion, this is the only way to do it. And there we have it. Fantastic. All right, so that was a really, really positive end to a rather bloody and terrible, interference by the Aserai there, because they obviously declared war against us. And, well, we finished it. We finished it. Look at that. Look at what we were able to do right there, because obviously they pushed all the way up here. They took Razich, and then I came down here after, dealing with the Northern Empire and the Sturgians a little bit. Well, not the Northern Imperium, really, but more the Sturgians. And then I literally took back Razich, Sahel Castle, Habyar, obviously you were there when that happened, Jamia Castle just now, and obviously Iakis as well. So that's super, super nice. And now we have a much greater amount of territory, and the Aserai will not really be able to do anything. So really, really pleased about that. Otherwise, I'm going to go for Inbest Light here as our 75th skill in Roguery. Yeah, that doesn't sound right. The 75th level of Roguery, and we will be taking this perk. Notables of the villages give +1 extra troop when successfully forced for volunteers. However, the main reason why I want to take it is villages of your clan recover 20% faster. That's kind of what I want to go for. And it does work, because it is party leader and not governor, which I'm very, very pleased about. Alright, so there we have it. Now, there's basically nothing else to do. Yes, there is nothing else to do for me at the moment, so I guess what I am actually going to do is I'll probably end this episode off a little bit early today. However, I'm going to ask you something. This is going to be a question that I will act on, so if you want to have your say in what we do next, then by all means, answer it down below. But the question is basically this. Oh, wow, they're actually giving this to me? Okay, sure. Anyway, I will take it. Yes, anyway, so the question is this. Who do you think we should attack next? Pretty simple question. And it's probably going to be pretty obvious to a whole bunch of you. But I thought I'd just ask anyway, because I think it might be kind of fun to see what we can do. And I am leaning towards the Western Imperium at this point. But we've also got to bear in mind that I cannot force through a war declaration unless I have some kind of support from my faction in general. So you have to bear in mind that it is subject to that a little bit, unless I were to be a bit roguish and actually just go and attack these guys randomly. I could potentially do that. But, yeah. So, let's take a look at the diplomacy screen real quick, because I'm thinking to myself, Western Imperium, wow, they only have a 9% support rating. That's not particularly good in my opinion. I don't think that's going to really work. Oh, it seems like we have literal 0% across the board. Okay, well, you know what? Scratch the question then, but I'm going to just ask it anyway. Who would you like to see us fight? That will probably be the thing that I'll ask instead, because if I say, oh yes, we should declare war on these guys, well, I can't really do that at the moment, because I am not the liege of the Southern Imperium, and I don't think there's a way I can force that through. Is there a way I can? No, you don't have the authority to perform this action, and yeah, I'm just basically proposing that particular act of war against whoever. And it seems like, actually, wait a minute, we are gaining support. We are gaining support for the Western Imperium. I think that sounds pretty good, because obviously my original goal for this series was to literally unite the Imperiums, so basically to take Myzea, Argeron, Diathma, Epicrotia, Lagata, Rote, and so on and so forth, all of these central locations, and then basically call it a day, basically make that the goal of the series. And so far, I think we're actually not doing too badly. And Rajaya is doing a really nice job as the ruler as well. And, well, one of you said, the more fiefs that Rajaya is going to get awarded to her, the better. Because if she dies, then we might very well inherit them. I'm not entirely sure if that can happen. I mean, I've not seen that happen before, but I'm very excited to see whether it does. That's not saying that I'm wishing that she dies, because obviously I really do not want that. I think she's actually a very good leader. But if it does happen, then I'm very interested to see what the consequences are going to be. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.